Good morning. Hope you're all alright. We've had another good week training hard. It's a beautiful day in Manchester. One of the few. Sun's out, started taper, got the day off. I was feeling pretty good at the minute. Just on my way down to the Broughton baths for the sauna and steam room and a recovery session. So it's gonna be quite nice, maybe half an hour in the steam room, something like that, easy. We've got a bit of a different one again for you today. So I was going to do just one of the gym sessions of what is actually 1 week ago as I'm filming this, but I thought with this being the last heavy lifting before trials, I thought it'd be probably more interesting to show you the whole week and then add a bit of post-com so that you really has a bit of explanation what's going on, what we're thinking about. All the lifts of the strength exercises have the same pattern, but I'll explain that kind of as we go through. And one other thing really that I think is important to mention now as we go into it is that, as I'm about to get run over, is that we have to be very conscious when we're training with strength as our focus, that we're not failing reps. So I think I failed a rep at the end of the last block, but then before that I probably haven't failed a rep for at least a year. And that's really important because we're trying to build strength, we're not trying to hit numbers. The numbers themselves don't matter as much as kind of just the execution of the lift and making ourselves stronger, making us function stronger as human beings and therefore then as swimmers. So we don't really ever want to be failing reps. That being said, sometimes there's a few weeks a year where we aim for that weight you've never touched before, and a lot of the time you are able to get it for this one-off week. It's easy to get emotionally up for it. It's easy to, this is the kind of the thing I've thought about all week. So for example, like on the trap bar deadlift for the past month, I've wanted 240, and in my head that's all that's been going on in my head when I think about trap bars, getting 240. So you'll see how that goes. See, with the bench, all I wanted to do is bench 140, and then again you'll see how that goes. So I don't mind failing reps this week, well, the week you're watching anyway, and then that means basically my strength is at its peak. I'm going to be then deload. So this week in the gym we've gone 1 set fast, 1 set heavy. Next week it will just be 2 sets fast and then week off and race. So that was it, the last bit of really high intensity work in the gym. Really enjoyable kind of part of the training. I think that heavy lifting, there's such a good atmosphere in the gym, especially when we go into the British swimming gym downstairs. It's pretty well equipped. The only annoying thing is that the bumper plates are not uniform colour. Oh no, they are uniform colour. They're not kind of Olympic lifting colours, because it makes it harder to just glance at the bar and remember what I was doing. Obviously I know all the main sets, but trying to remember the warm-up sets can be a little bit tricky. But yeah, we've got 3 days with the gym to do, 5 sessions of gym. Get into it, enjoy. And we start with these hammer grip pull-ups. So that's where our hands are in that neutral grip. And the structure of all of the strength exercises in this week are 2 sets fast. So where we progressed from around 30%, 35%, 40% of an estimated 1 rep max. 2 sets at that weight, and then build up to 1 heavy set, which goes from a 7 to an 8 to a 9 out of 10. That 9 out of 10 on this week kind of gets a little bit blurred, those lines. So they're the 2 power sets, and now building up to 1 heavy set. So this is the last one here then at 36 kilos. Getting ready for the heavy set at 40 kilos, which would be a PB. I think I'd done 36 for 3 is the heaviest set in the previous block. 1, nice and easy. Yeah, 2, still pretty good. 3rd one. It's there with a little bit of kicking. It's there. But yeah, good PB.
Come on.
We then got Molly Fisher doing some RDLs. Said if she got this, she could make the video. So there you go, Molly.
Yeah, good. Come on, keep it tight. Yeah, come on, last one. Yeah, nice.
On to the next exercise then, which is a close grip bench press. So what we do is on our Friday, which is our 3rd session, that's a full upper body day where we do normal pull-ups and normal bench press. On the Monday, we do a variation of a bench press. So that might be close grip, might be dumbbells, it might be dips, it might be a machine press. And similarly, we do a variation of the pull-ups. So that might be a chins, a supinated grip rather than pronated. We might go these hammer grips that I've done, close grip pull-ups, really wide pull-ups, although my elbows don't really get on with that. So again, the 2 fast sets there, now building up to 1 heavy set of 3. All of the strength exercises are sets of 3. And these 2, so this whole day, this Monday was the day after the Manchester International. So we had the morning off. So I decided I normally do these lifts in the morning and then the others at night. But I decided to do these pre-session, then train in the pool and then do the other lifts afterwards. So here we've got 120 kilos, my PB. Before this, 117.5 on the close grip. And actually 120 moves really well. Sometimes I think not really trusting your spotter means you have to deliver on the reps. And again, I said Molly could come in here if she got these hammer grip pull-ups herself.
Yeah, good start. Come on then. Yeah, go on. Come on then, big rep. Come on then. Yeah, go on. Go on, come on.
Almost indeed. And then we move into the core strength exercises. So I do 10 core strength exercises a week. I don't really like circuits particularly. I think core circuits are fine, but they don't really get you the strength and might improve the endurance. So I just did it as a little superset here. The ab rollouts, which you can progress from your knees to with a band to. I have been doing them roll out as far as I can, then drop to my knees to get the full range. But I thought for this heavy week, I would just see if I can go and bring it back in. Now these look pretty ugly. So we would like the shoulders and hips to move back as one unit. Whereas obviously you can see there my shoulders and arms move first and the hips collapse a bit. But I'm trying to build or aiming to build towards doing a full rollout from standing. So it's definitely improving from where I have been. And then the Eletnas, so these might have heard these called dead bugs before. So just have a weight on the hands and on the legs. Now those weights don't have to be the same. But what's important is that the lower back always stays glued to the floor. We don't want that coming up and then putting stress on your back. We want our abs and stomach muscles doing the work. Into the last set of ab rollouts then. Yeah, just about. Eletnas are always fine if I go slightly heavier, suddenly I can't control anything. So they're that kind of 15, 17 is really easy for me. And then the 20 is not too bad. But this is then after the session. So you can see me in the proper strength outfit of some Thai kickboxing shorts and a bandana. Just moving. Again, this trap bar deadlift is going to follow the same pattern as the previous lifts. So moving that bar as fast as possible. Now I really like trap bar as a lower body strength variation. I like squatting, especially with the safety bar, which is the one where the handles are in front. But I like squatting for a general strength builder, whereas I like trap bar because, as you can see, I don't really have to control the eccentrics. I don't have to really control coming down. I can just kind of relax it down, and that means that your muscles actually have less work to do. As we come in, this is the heavy set. This is what I talked about earlier. I wanted 240 kilos.
Get tight. Come on. Alright, stay tight now. Come on, Jerry. Come on, then.
And then onto the hamstring strengthening, which is a feet elevated bridge. Now I didn't film a warm-up set on this, but again, 2 fast sets with 110 kilos. Throwing that bar, you could almost turn that into a bench press movement after. Some karate skills, wonderful. Yeah, 200 kilos moving so easily. 230, pretty good there. And here we go, the heavy set. Getting fired up, 250 kilos on the bar.
What's that? 250. What was last week? 240. Nearly. But still, those hamstrings would have been lying
So not quite, but not too bad. And again then, finished off with 2 core strength exercises. We've got this close grip overhead offset barbell carry, bit of a mouthful. It's actually quite awkward to get the bar up into position. And this is training our anti-rotation ability. So our core really that we want to train it for swimming is in anti-extension, anti-rotation, anti-flexion, in rotation, and there might be some others that I'm not remembering. And I paired that up with the isometric fly pull. So that's isometric, just means you're not moving anywhere, and we find as we get closer to racing it's really good putting that in because we get strong in that really specific butterfly movement. And obviously my teammates that race other strokes will do it in a way that then promotes the freestyle stroke or the backstroke stroke or breaststroke.
Yep. So then come on. Yep.
Like I said earlier, I think the gym atmosphere. The gym atmosphere on these heavy days is really good because everyone's setting PBs, everyone's lifting heavy. And so the gym I was in at the start is the public gym of the Aquatic Centre. This one is the British Swimming Gym downstairs. So it's good that obviously we can be topless in the gym. We can control the music. We can control the whole atmosphere. So much better than you'll see later. Again, when I have to do some, you probably noticed earlier, But again, when I lift later on in the week, I have to go upstairs and the atmosphere is just rubbish. Next onto the plank dumbbell pull-throughs. So I had to blow the dust off these 50 kilos. No one in British swimming's that strong, obviously. And again, yeah, just training the core, then trying to keep stable while moving through that range. I've got Molly Garrett on, I think 10 kilos on her chins.
Yeah! Go on! Yeah!
Perfect heavy weak grinding rep. Johnny on some RDLs. On to my last set of the pull-throughs.
This life is more than just a read-through.
Some miscounting there. Back in. And then when your coach is doing some lifts, you've got to have a look as well. I'm not sure what's on there. Maybe 170, maybe not quite. It's hard, like I said earlier, with the plates not being coloured, to know what the actual load is just at a glance.
Yeah, go on then!
Coaches should be strong. They should inspire you to improve yourself. So that's what that 225s, a 15, a 10 and a 5. So whatever that is, 170, yeah.
What would you like to say?
What was that?
Fuck whoever you want.
Lewis is massive.
Ish.
Not like Jamie though.
Then Anna on some RDLs. What's that, 62.5 kilos, maybe 65 kilos?
Yeah,
I can't quite see from here.
Yeah.
But this finishes off our Monday lifting. So the Wednesday session is all about power. So we start off with some plyometrics. This is box to box drop jumps. So we step off a small box. We try and be as fast as we can off the ground to land on the taller box. And it's all about the speed off the ground. So obviously we could jump higher if we spent longer on the ground, but we're trying to be really fast. And this was actually quite easy, I think, this 45 inches. I wanted to go 48, but the 6 inch box, obviously I was stepping off, so I thought I'd just stick with this. I think 51 would have been then too high, which would have been the next progression. In fact, even higher than that, wouldn't it be 54? As we see 54 here, so paused drop box jumps. So we are we set each other off on this. So we're training the explosive from being at that stationary point. So 54 inches, what's that, 4'6", so pretty high. The highest I've ever box jumped is 54 last season, so to be able to do that from a pause for a whole set of 3 I was really happy with getting that for all 3 sets. I think I did it for 1 set the week before, just to give it a go. But this one, yeah, really happy with kind of the height and the explosive. So obviously the static strength is one thing, but we need to be able to transfer it into powerful movements. But you can only be as powerful as you are strong, so we need both. Into power pull-ups. So slightly, well, the same idea really. We're just trying to be as fast as possible. So with these, it's no problem. Like a lot of my teammates, then we'll do these with the band, because it's all about the speed, just moving really fast. Power presses from the floor. Now I forgot to film the 2 sets, or I thought the camera was filming, but it wasn't. But again, it's the same. It's just being as explosive as possible. Now all those exercises we rotate, so they're not fixed. Similar with this, the hang power snatch. We'll sometimes do a hang power clean or a clean from the floor. And this is really light, so 50 kilos for me is really easy. My PB for 2 reps is 92.5 kilos. So this is about a 50% of what I might be able to do on a very, very good day. Maybe I can go 100 kilos for a single rep. But again, we're just jumping as using this basically as a weighted jump. What we're aiming for is to get the triple extension, so that's our knees, ankles and hips all extended fully, which I'm doing really, really nicely there, catching nice and strong. Then again, still core on these heavy days, on these power days, sorry. So this lateral GHR hold, just 5 seconds each side, but with 2.5 kilo plate in that streamlined position. So this gets really hard, really fast. But again, such an important position for us to be strong in. If you think about every time we push up a wall on a turn, we're always going to be on our side, aren't we? So it's really important that we're drilling our core to be strong in that position. Because if you don't have the strong core, there's no way you can fly kick properly. You don't get that same transfer from the upper body to the lower body. And again, I couldn't really get a good angle on this, but this is the high to low cable rotations. Now, put questionable there for the loading, because these platforms, these racks have got kilos on, but they're so different to what the upstairs numbers say. So, because I always do this exercise down here in the British Swimming Gym, is I can keep it consistent and it's still progressing, even though the number is not necessarily what the number says. On to muscle ups then, which has been a big one. Did a first set kind of as a warm up with a thin black band, but the band, as I've just said there, doesn't really do it. So we'll just go body weight. And I've done body weight before, but when that would have been like in May last year. It's actually moving really, really well there. So I thought, you know what, we'll get some weight on it. So body weight, so my body weight here probably is about 104 kilos, plus an extra 1.25 kilos. It ripped up. And that round of applause wraps up Wednesday's power session. So just the one gym session on a Wednesday. Friday, so Friday morning. So this is just after we've done a bit of race pace session. Again, back down in the British Swimming Gym. Starting, this is our full upper body day. So we have Monday, obviously as you've seen, Monday is a full body. And then here we have the upper body day. Starting with bench press, everybody's favourite. Everyone wants to get good at bench press.
Should I go up to before 40?
Looks like I'm even getting a bit of jump off that.
27.5.
And again, building then from those power sets up into the single heavy set. Again, my PB on bench press from, I think the week before, I'd done 135 kilos for the one set. And I have done 135 at the end of the last block as well. So here I'm putting chalk on the bench and I've put a t-shirt on. So I find these benches really slippery. So the chalk and the t-shirt just helps a little bit with the grip and helps me a little bit more stable on the bench. Toby gets relegated in place of Lewis for the heavier stuff. Sorry, Toby. 130 moving really nicely there. This is it. The other one that I've been thinking about all week, 140 kilos bench press.
I'll rotate today now. I'll rotate. I'll do rotation this morning. Come on. Come on, Jimmy, you got this. Come on. Come on, let's have it. Come on. Yes. Yeah, finish it off now. Come on, come on.
Yeah, not quite there. Just a little bit too heavy for me, but still 140 kilos for 2 reps is pretty strong. Still a PB, I suppose. But obviously we don't want to be failing reps, do we? But never mind. Next time. Okay, on to pull-ups then. So really, bench press and pull-ups are 2 of our most important exercises for swimming. So our chest gets trained in bench press. Our chest needs to be strong because that's where we initiate the catch, and then our pull-ups need to be strong because that's then training our lats, and our lats then are what's using the chest anchored stroke to pull all the way through. Again, here we go then, going for a PB on the pull-ups. 40 kilos, 3 reps. Here we go.
It's just me. It's just me. Come on.
Come on, Jimmy.
Is it just me? Yeah. Is it just me? Is this sex so good? I shouldn't have.
Come on.
Come
Yeah, just about. That's it, show off the weight. We're good. I think there's some research there saying that if you can pull up with half your body weight attached to you, that's like a gold standard. So if I can do 3 reps with 40 kilos, probably 51 kilos, maybe I can get a rep with. So I'm kind of right there, even though I am carrying a lot of body weight. Let's head on to the core strength exercises then. The GHR hold, so similar to the one on the Wednesday, but instead of being lateral, so on our side, we're just laying straight back. And again, it's streamlined with weight in the hands.
2, 1, time.
And then finishing this morning with dragon flags. So again, these are ones that I've definitely improved with in the past. I kind of have left just my shoulder blades touching the floor and my back ends up bended to let my heels hit the ground. So I'm letting the back come down a bit. It still looks maybe a little bit like it's not quite a smooth movement on the way back up, but that's okay. I can still work on that then in the next blocks after trials.
They don't love you like I love you. Slow down, they don't love you like I love you. Back up, they don't love you like I love you. Step down, they don't love you like I love you. Can't you see there's no other man above you?
And on to the last set then. So this whole session probably took the best part of an hour with building up the bench press, building up the pull-ups and getting 2 sets in. So that's why I have to split the sessions in 2, because they take so much out of me. They take so long going through all the warm-up sets, all that accumulation of the fatigue, that I couldn't do it in one session.
They don't love you like I love you. Back up, they don't love you like I love you. Step down.
Okay, on to the evening. So this is then after a really intense speed session, really high resistance speed. So we've got Pendley rows. Again, I love rowing. This is in Comas poolside gym now. So this is the third gym of the week. So this is quite small, only 2 racks. So normally Matt squad, which is the national squad in Manchester, training there when we go downstairs. But again, I love single arm dumbbell rows, barbell rows, and these Pendley rows, similar to the trap bar. You don't have to control the eccentric, so the way back down as much. So it's kind of less fatiguing, which makes it really good for kind of building into the racing. So we go then with the heavy set, 120 kilos on the bar, maybe a little bit heavy, a little bit heavy, but and we're pretty happy with it. Then upstairs, and my head's cut off here, landmine press. Now I only count the weight on the bar on a landmine press, so I'm not sure what component of the bar weight you're pressing, but I know that if I'm always on the same apparatus, the bar is always the same distance away from that pivot point, that then any weight that I'm adding is going to be a progression. And on the power, we're just really trying to throw that bar. Again, this is our kind of pressing variation. So this is the one I'm doing this block. You could also do like a seated dumbbell bench, seated dumbbell overhead. Barbell overhead, I love a barbell overhead, but I did it in the last block, so it's always good to change. Yeah, there's a thing called adaptive resistance, which says that the more you do an exercise, the more you get used to it, and then the less effective that becomes. So we like to change exercises every block. So we always keep in, on the Monday, one big lower body movement, one hamstring movement, an upper body push and an upper body pull. Same then on the Friday, as we go into the heavy set now, and you'll see how slowly this bar moves. That's how heavy and how intense this is. We always go bench and pull-ups, and then a row and a press. There we go. Last heavy strength set of the week. One more rep. Yeah, just about. So that's the last of the lifts, and we finish, of course, with the 2 core exercises. The landmine rotation, dropping it back down to 27.5 kilos, and we're trying to control it on the way down, so control that eccentric, and then really fast on the concentric. Really, not really fast, but kind of, we can be a bit more explosive on that concentric part, letting our hips twist around as well to get a little bit more range of movement. And again, still 3 sets of these, and this is it's the kind of thing I think with the core that because it's always at the end of the sessions, it would be a very easy thing to miss out on, and just to, I'm tired, I want to go home, but that's not how we get strong cores. So we have to be better than that, we have to be tougher than that, and we have to deliver what our program demands. And if I want to be the best swimmer in the country, one of the best swimmers in the world, this is the kind of thing where other people may sack off, and that's where I can make gains. And if they are doing it, then I doubly have to do it, because I have to do everything I can to be able to compete with the best in the world. And the final exercise then coming up is the overhead cable hold. So it was a bit of a rubbish angle really, this is a little bit too close, but I'm just holding the cable handle in a streamlined position for 5 seconds, in as good a streamline as I can. I'm a little bit angled forwards because the weight is relatively so heavy. But yeah, that's it from this week of gym. I hope you've found it useful, and I'll see you next time.
That's it, the week's done. I'm so tired. I'm just so glad to have got through it. I suppose that means now it's taper time. So 3 weeks today, I will be the best version of me that's ever raced. and that kind of fills me with a lot of confidence, a lot of encouragement, and that there's nobody, when we stand behind the block for that 100 fly final, there is nobody that can lift weights like this in amongst their swimming training. There's nobody. So I can use that mental toughness I believe I have over other people. I'm not sure how this has come across as a video. My plan right now is to just put every set of every lift in. Just depending on how that is for time, I might cut some of the warm-up sets in between the power sets and the heavy set. But I suppose if you got this far, you'll know what I've done. Yeah, that's it. So this was the last week of anything heavy. Next week's going to be, I believe, 1 set fast, 1 set moderately heavy as a strength maintenance. So you can hold on to your strength for about a month without training it. Obviously you would not necessarily see the same numbers in your lifts because of like the muscle memory and the movement pattern, but in terms of your muscles being able to output that maximum amount of force will last for a month without training. So we're going to do just enough to stimulate it next week, which will be about 80% of what this week was for a heavy set, and then 1 week with probably 1 or 2 fast sets, then a week of nothing, and then it's game time. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. All the links and that for whatever's important is in the description. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.